Hello, Shipyard community. I know you're probably used to seeing me do these videos for Shipyard, but today I wanted to allow the rest of the team to shine. So I asked each one of them what their favorite project to work on was in 2023 for Shipyard, and I'll let them take it away.
I think for me, my favorite project has been launching our outbound sales motion. Outside of being able to identify opportunities for the company, it's just given me a chance to get to meet a lot of really cool and exciting data folks in the space and really get to expand my network and just overall have great conversations, because ultimately that's what I love to do, is talk.
So in 2023, my favorite project has definitely been studying data engineers, analytics engineers, data analysts, people in business intelligence, and generally people who we think would be a good fit for Shipyard to better understand what the motivations are, what problems they're trying to address, and figure out how we can provide them value, both in our product and the content that we're putting out.
So the start of the year, we launched this new content management system called Sanity. And it was bare bones at the time. It was a lot of work to get off the ground. And really, it didn't provide much value at first. It was basically working in two systems, but the point was that that was going to be the driver of everything. That pushes content to the application so that we don't have to make direct updates there. So it wasn't really probably until early summer that we really started to make some headway there on my team. And yeah, just like from where we are now to where we were then, it's so much easier now. We can make bulk updates with one command, and it's just so smooth. Plus, that's also allowed us to pair or to sync the data between our different environments, whereas before, like our integration environment was really just like a desolate wasteland of blueprints that were like 4 years old and they wouldn't work. So now we can actually sync that with basically production ready data so that we have it in integration. We then have that live data in staging, and then we can finally push that to prod after it's gone through both those. So yeah, now Sanity it was a pain in my side at first, but now it's my best friend.
My favorite project this year has been the feature bank functionality, which is sort of an internal way for us to allocate how users have resources within the platform, whether it's permissions or the specific number of fleets that they're able to use. It makes it very flexible for our team to change what people can access. If people want to customize their plan, do some sort of like enterprise deal, it lets us set that up really nice and easily. And I think there may be some future where we allow users to do that themselves. So allow them to allocate specific resources and charge themselves and really kind of make a really custom plan. And I just like the idea of taking some of the weight off of our plate and letting users really make the platform what they want it to be.
So far, my favorite project has probably been the credential management. You know, when people are getting started using the blueprints, one of the biggest pain points is the credentials right? So if you're getting an error, like, is this on my end? Is this on the server side end? So getting the credential management out has been a big help for the end users. So that's probably one of the things I'm most excited about. On the more tech side, geeky side, the end users don't see is better error handling. We have been making a better practice of that. So that way when you receive an error, you're not seeing a large jumbled traceback route, which makes sense to us, but doesn't make sense to the end user. So actually excited that we're doing better error handling as well, which is less exciting, but I'm proud of it.
I think it's getting QA more involved with the blueprint testing, working with our integration team, and just getting more familiar from my side of how the different vendors work and how they can be used to make fleets using our blueprints that the team's building out.
I mean, to be honest, I'm a bit of a fan of bug squashing in general, but big project-wise, I would say probably credential management, which took up, I think, most of the year for me, just building it out. I did all the UI stuff, and it was super fun to design it and build it out, so I'd say that. And also, I think it's been a great addition to the
Yeah, so my favorite project to work on Shipyard this year was integrating Auth0 into our application, just adding a bit of security on our login process to attract more enterprise customers. And I know what you're thinking, Reed, why is incorporating a login the most exciting thing? Well, it was like my first thing, my first big project working at Shipyard, taking something from start to finish. And it was also very, very collaborative and got to know the other engineers a lot quicker and easier working on this new initiative and collaborating together. So it was a lot of fun, learned a lot of new technology, and now we get to see fruit of labor every time I log into Shipyard. So So it's really cool.
Cool, yeah. So it's been a very short tenure at Shipyard. I'm coming up on my month and a half mark, 2-month mark. And I think what I've been most excited about is there's been a lot of relationships that weren't able to be fully implemented and fully taken advantage of in the past few years on the Shipyard team. And it's been really gratifying to kick those off and get numerous co-marketing ops, a revenue op, as well as staff the calendar with opportunities for Blake, our CEO, to chat with other CEOs, and really looking forward to furthering that into the new year in Q1 and doubling down on events and similar.
One of my favorite things has been integrating with Auth0. It's been a lot of work, challenging work to convert all of our existing authentication process and convert it over to a new vendor, and we just got to play with a bunch of new tools and learn a bunch of new technologies, and it's a long and challenging project.
I've really enjoyed the projects that we've worked on, trying to figure out how we could incorporate AI into the platform. So things like words to workflows, which allowed us to take natural language and turn it into a workflow configuration file, or even trying to figure out how you can move code that has been generated by ChatGPT and import it into Shipyard's